In a moment that left the industry breathless, Jin of BTS has unleashed his second mini-album, Echo, and the global reaction has been nothing short of explosive. Released on May 16, 2025, Echo marks a defining milestone in Jin's solo journey, a testament to both his artistic growth and his unmatched connection with fans worldwide. But what's making waves across fanbases and headlines isn't just the emotional depth of the album, nor its soaring vocals. It's the sheer dominance it's exhibited on charts, digital platforms, and even conversations among industry insiders. Could it be that Jin, long recognized as the eldest member of BTS, has quietly become one of K-pop's most powerful solo forces? The album's title track, Don't Say You Love Me, with its haunting melody and vulnerable lyrics, immediately captured the collective heart of ARMY and beyond. Its themes of unspoken sadness, unfulfilled longing, and painful closure tapped into something raw and universal. And while BTS members are no strangers to solo success, Jin's quiet storm approach, no controversy, no gimmicks, just raw artistry, struck like lightning. Within hours, Echo climbed to number 3 on the Billboard Top 200 Albums chart, a feat even industry veterans called unreal for a second mini-album. But it didn't stop there. Jin completely swept iTunes. The album hit number 1 in 63 countries, while the lead single topped charts in 61. From Seoul to Sao Paulo, New York to Nairobi, Jin's voice echoed everywhere. But perhaps what's stirring the most buzz is the fact that this monumental release came without the loud backing of overhyped promotions or endless teasers. Instead, Jin's appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon on May 21, 2025, did all the heavy lifting. His live performance was so emotionally charged that Fallon himself was seen misty-eyed during the commercial break. Fans praised not just the performance, but the way Jin exuded confidence, vulnerability, and a sense of grounded maturity, something that has been the foundation of his recent solo evolution. As one viral tweet put it, Jin didn't just perform a song. He opened his heart, and we all stepped in. What's more, behind the success of Echo lies a deeper narrative, one that fans have passionately unpacked on forums and social media. After returning from his mandatory military service in 2024, Jin's re-entry into the music scene was anything but rushed. His previous album Happy in 2024 hinted at his introspective side, but Echo digs deeper. Many believe the lyrics reflect Jin's silent struggles, the pressure of fame, the solitude of leadership, and perhaps even the fears of being forgotten during his hiatus. This isn't just a comeback, said one fan on Weverse. It's a confession, a letter, and a roar all in one. The industry has taken notice. While many K-pop idols chase virality through noise, Jin has chosen depth over drama and, ironically, achieved the loudest response. Some insiders speculate that Echo is laying the groundwork for Jin's next era, a full solo world tour. If that's true, it would make him the first BTS member to headline such an ambitious project on his own. And considering the emotional power of Echo, fans are already calling for the chance to witness it live. Just imagine 20,000 voices singing Don't Say You Love Me in unison. One fan tweeted, "That's not a concert. That's therapy." Whether or not the tour comes, one thing is clear. Echo has solidified Jin not only as a vocalist, but as a storyteller, a healing force, and an artist whose music continues to transcend languages, borders, and expectations. From his delicate falsettos to the subtle pain in his tone, Jin has delivered an album that feels less like a product and more like an emotional event. Each track on Echo feels meticulously constructed, not just in musical arrangement, but in emotional sequencing. Fans have pointed out how the album begins with a sense of raw longing, gradually moves through acceptance, and ends with a kind of bittersweet peace. This arc has sparked widespread fan theories about how the album mirrors Jin's inner world, his silent battles, loneliness during military service, and even the burden of being a public figure who's constantly expected to smile. What's truly remarkable is how Jin has managed to express all this without ever sounding like he's complaining. Instead, the lyrics radiate grace. On Midnight Blue, a B-side that has gone viral among ARMY, Jin sings about talking to the moon even when the world forgets. Lines like these have been dissected on TikTok, Reddit, and fan cafes across the globe. Analysts are now calling Echo a healing album, something that comes once in a generation. Music that listens back, a global icon breaking the mold. There's something quietly radical about Jin's solo image. While the K-pop world continues to reward hyperactivity, trend chasing, and social media saturation, Jin's promotional strategy is almost minimalistic by comparison. It's as if he's saying, "Let the music speak."
And it did.
Fans weren't bombarded with daily teaser clips or cryptic countdowns. Instead, one Fallon performance, a few breathtaking photo drops, and a universally relatable album was enough to dominate charts and conversations. Behind the scenes, industry observers believe this restraint is very deliberate. Jin has always been known for his ability to balance depth with levity, noted Korean pop analyst Soo Jin-han. But Echo takes that to a whole new level. He's not just making music. He's making statements about mental health, maturity, loneliness, and love that doesn't always get returned. And these statements are not lost on Western critics either. Rolling Stone Korea gave Echo a rare 5-star review, calling it a spiritual successor to the astronaut, but heavier, wiser, and more poetic. The growing solo legacy of Jin with Echo, Jin's solo discography has reached a level of maturity that even surprised some longtime fans. Happy was light, playful, and nostalgic, very much a post-military reintroduction. But Echo is cinematic, introspective, and laced with subtle melancholy. It's the kind of album that grows with every listen, making it a staple not only for BTS fans but for anyone looking for something deeper in pop music. Jin's songwriting has matured. 2. Critics have noticed how his storytelling now walks a fine line between intimate confession and universal emotion. His voice, already praised for its clarity and emotional weight, now feels more grounded, with subtle shifts in tone that reflect vulnerability and resilience. He's not trying to prove anything, a YouTube musicologist said in a reaction video. He already knows who he is. That's what makes the music hit so hard. A message beyond music. For many fans, Echo doesn't feel like a comeback. It feels like a message. A letter sent out across the world saying, "I've been through it too. I'm still here. And so are you." In a world overwhelmed with noise, hype, and hustle culture, Jin gave us something quietly monumental. And perhaps that's why the title Echo fits so perfectly. Because long after the final track ends, the feelings linger. The silence after Jin's voice fades is almost as powerful as the songs themselves. As more fans discover the album, as more interviews roll in, and as global media catches up to the emotional wave Jin has created, one thing is clear. Echo is more than a solo project. It's a legacy piece. And Jin BTS has not just returned, he has redefined what solo artistry in the post-Tittle era can look like. Jin's Echo album continues to resonate powerfully around the world, and even without flashy promotions, its emotional gravity keeps pulling fans and critics deeper into his artistry. In recent weeks, the buzz around the album hasn't faded, it's evolved. From casual listeners on Spotify to diehard ARMY dissecting every lyric on forums, Echo is being treated as more than just a comeback. It's being seen as a window into Jin's soul. The music doesn't shout for attention. It invites you to sit still and feel. Jin's choice to use minimal instrumentation in some tracks, paired with vulnerable vocal delivery, signals maturity rarely found in mainstream pop. One song in particular, Rain Inside Me, has been hailed as a spiritual sequel to his earlier solo Epiphany, but with even more emotional density. Where Epiphany was a declaration of self-love, Rain Inside Me feels like a quiet surrender to everything he's endured. It's haunting. And it's real. Jin's personal growth since returning from military service is evident in every aspect of Echo. His vocal tone has shifted, richer, heavier, perhaps even wearier in the best way possible. Fans are noticing how his delivery lingers a second longer on certain syllables, as if he's processing the lyrics in real time. It's like watching someone read their own diary out loud and realizing new meanings as they speak. What's more, the response from international media has been overwhelmingly positive, not just for the music, but for what it represents. Jin has quietly carved out a path for idols who wish to explore more vulnerable, alternative, or acoustic-leaning genres without losing their global impact. Music journalists are calling him a bridge between worlds, an idol who respects K-pop tradition but isn't afraid to tear the format apart when necessary. And yet, despite the acclaim, Jin remains characteristically humble. In a behind-the-scenes clip shared online, he was seen reviewing footage from the Fallon performance with a simple nod and a smile. No theatrics, no inflated ego, just a man who knows what he's capable of and is content letting the work speak for itself. The word Echo itself now holds more weight among fans. It's not just an album title, it's a metaphor. The album echoes Jin's past, his struggles, his solitude, and most importantly, his voice, finally uninterrupted, finally his own.